questions for me?
Um, I don't think so, not right now.
All right, well, I'm going to mute my microphone.
Okay. If you enjoy nostalgia, nihilism, and the surreal, then vaporwave will catch your eye. Vapor is something that you need to see to understand what do all these decaying Greco-Roman statues mean. Um, why are these artists obsessed with tech bubbles and corporate commercialism? And what do all the Japanese kanji say? Vaporwave is a melancholic art movement born in internet chat rooms, and it keeps expanding. Um, so I will discuss the rise of vaporwave art, the meaning of vaporwave art, and its characteristics, and the expansion of the art genre. Uh, let's look at the beginning before vaporwave entered the mainstream. Vaporwave is known for its glitchy graphics, its 80s and 90s iconography, and its Renaissance era statues. This is an album cover. It was created by the artist named Vectroid, and it's called Floral Shop, and this is like known as like the first artwork of vaporwave genre. It has the statues, they're supposed to symbolize like dead or decaying societies. They always write like something sarcastic in these Japanese letters. There's always like hidden messages in those. Um, the checkerboards, they're supposed to symbolize like secrets or like secret societies. And then they always put the World Trade Centers, but before the attacks, they put pictures of that in their art. It's supposed to represent like the nostalgia, like before the tech bubble burst back then. Um, Vaporwave was meant to be kept a secret, but it eventually became fashionable, and it was never supposed to hit the mainstream. Like that was like the point of it, was to stay obscure. But eventually, it was appropriated and it was leaked into the mainstream. Um, Drake was known as like one of the first to leak vaporwave into the mainstream, and here you can see like the magenta and the teal. Those are like the two like most important colors in vapor, and he has like the pillars here. Um, but like the he um so he didn't fully understand like the true meaning of vapor. um it's considered meme art. It's also, a lot of people say that it's not art or it's not an art movement, but it totally is. It's been around for 10 years. It just hasn't been really discussed professionally by art historians. They're still stuck on like postmodern art and like post internet art, and like they always use like things like they distort the images or they make them look hazy, and they use like the iconic nostalgia of that era. And um, so one of the things they like to comment on is like people from the 80s and 90s, like their predictions of what today would be like, and how they were like totally just wrong about everything. And the Japanese economic boom, they really like to put pictures from that era in their art. It's everywhere. And so the most important thing about vapor is the sarcasm. Sarcasm elevates the human spirit, and it can inspire true virtue. And it is used as a weapon to point out how ridiculous consumerist society is. So they will put like a lot of product placement. Like here they just put like literal cash dollars in there, and Fiji water is like one of like the ones they like to use the most, like to point out like just how ridiculous consumerism is. So, but being born from the internet, it has an unlimited source of inspiration, and that's why it keeps on like expanding. It has like many micro genres. Like the Echo Jams is one, Foxutopian, Future Visions, Late Night Lo-Fi is really good, and I really like Fashwave. But so I found this micro genre. It's called Trump Wave. It's really funny. So I went and found like over 100 images of this Trump Wave type stuff, and it's really weird because out of 100, only like 1% of them were like anti-Trump. So like the artists that work in this genre really love Trump for some reason. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. And so they say that it's burnt out, but the rise of the microgenres, it just shows that it's still growing, and it keeps expanding into stranger and more specific categories. Um, yeah, Vaporwave is alive and well, and artists continue to make their own marks in the genre, um, and it's seemingly endless. This picture here is actually made by an artist that I'm working with. She's showing me how to do vaporwave, how to make everything, and yeah, she's pretty good. This only took her like 2 hours, so it's still live. It was given life by the by social media and artists like Vectroid. The iconography represents many different commentaries about our society as a whole. And it is thought to be dead, but artists are still producing and forming new microgenres. Like anybody can make a microgenre of vapor. Like it's easy. And from its secret birth in online forums 10 years ago to today's tech bubble, the nostalgic and nihilistic genre criticizes and scoffs at our society, and it is still evolving and showing signs of life. Vaporwave goes against consumerism and traditional art theory. Art movements never die. True artists discover them and keep them alive in their own work. Vaporwave is still contemporary. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Let's go get ahead and give Daniel a round of applause. This was a fun topic to learn about and to see all of the images that you shared while also explaining some of their meaning behind it. If you have feedback for Daniel, go ahead and type it in the chat for him or questions. So I know that you mentioned you're working with an artist who is, teaching you how to do some vaporwave. Have you created some of your own yet?
Yeah. I do all mines by hand, so it takes longer.
Oh, wow.
I
Yes,
have
I'm
like
sure.
I have sorry.
Oh, no, go
I
ahead.
have I have three of them going right now that I'm working on. They're not done.
Oh, fun. And I can only imagine. I know you said the one you showed us that your who you were working with, it took her like 2 hours to do it. But I bet
Yeah.
the hand, creating them by hand. I'm sure it truly takes a lot of work and intricate detail. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, because I have to draw them by eye, so yeah, it
Absolutely.
takes longer.
How long have you been doing this for?
Just since basically pretty much since we started this class.
Oh, wow.
I discovered vaporwave like right before this class started because like with social distancing, I look at a lot of
Yeah.
art on the internet now, so I discovered it just on like comments and stuff like that.
Okay, it truly is interesting. And, this was something I really didn't know existed until you brought it up. Started with the discussion for speech topics and then with your outline. And so you did a great job of informing us and educating us on it. And it was a fun topic to
Thank
learn
you.
about. So thank you so much. And you'll have to share with us some of your artwork sometime before the course is over because you have spiked everyone's curiosity now.
I will.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Let's give Daniel one last round of applause. And now we are going to transition into Dakota.